the Chicago public school system, and the flack he's taken for the crime of starting a chess club for the kids at Earl STEM Academy in Inglewood at first, before moving over to Ella Flagg Young Elementary School on the west side and starting a chess club there. And by the way, finding success for the students in playing chess in tournaments in Illinois as well as around the country in so doing. So giving opportunities to mainly minority kids in minority neighborhoods like Inglewood or Austin to experience chess, to experience competition, to improve their critical thinking skills, to have fun, to enjoy school. And he also teaches math, by the way. And for that, he has been ridiculed and punished to the extent possible by the Chicago Teachers Union because he's not a teachers union guy, because he withdrew from the union. And so his colleagues are much less charitable to him than he is to his students. He's Joseph Ocol, and he joins us now. Joe, thanks for being with us. Appreciate it.
Good morning, Dan. Good morning, Amy. Good morning, Chicago. Thank you for giving me the chance to be here.
Yeah, of course. Before we begin, just give us an update. The last time I think we spoke on the air, you were dealing with some personal health issues too, and we just want to know how you're doing health-wise.
I'm trying to survive, doing my best. I'm inspired by the fact that every day I see my students, and they even come, share with me coming during lunch break and to play chess. They come before school, they come after school. So I just want them to be productive instead of being in the streets, and productive in a sense that they can also earn United States Chess Federation ratings that can qualify them also to aspire for college scholarship should they continue to play. So instead of being on the streets, and most of these kids belong to low-income households, and a number of them are in foster care. So I'm just trying to help in whatever way I can, and I just feel inspired helping them, and my health. I just feel motivated just to be with them.
All right.
Thank you for.
But you're doing well.
concern.
You're okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to survive. I just want to share that last Saturday, our school chess team won second place in the CPS Elementary School Chess Playoff
Oh, that's
at
awesome.
Solorio High School, and there were about 27 schools that made it to the playoff, and my team won second place, and we will advance to the championship March 25th, and we're the only school, I would say, the only level 3 school. The rest are level 1 schools. We will be competing then against 5 other schools: Whitney Young, Skinner North, Decatur, Lane Tech.
Wow,
And
those are big names.
yeah, yeah, I'm just happy that the kids were able to make it. And also last month, we were the only school that made it to the state chess tournament, and the kids tied 10th place with 10th place out of 60 schools. So I'm just happy that they're able to see themselves as being able to aspire for this kind of endeavor. Yet I'm just sad also that my students continue to face challenges
So what's
born
going
out
on?
of hatred towards me, and perhaps also by the fact that they're African American kids. So I just
Well,
I saw this last Saturday.
yeah. Describe what's happening here.
Last Saturday, while we were in the tournament, one of the coaches, she was aspiring that they'll be able to make it also to the top 6. She took pictures of the kids who were playing by themselves. They were just playing. After a game, they get the chance to play out of, get out of their seats just to play. But even my co-chaperone noticed that she was targeting my kids, our students, And there were other kids who were playing. There were other kids even playing ball. She didn't take pictures. And the fact that it was intended, her intention was to demean and to degrade them. And I just felt insulted by it. The fact that she said, "Are these the kids you're going to uh, represent? They're going to represent going to Washington, D.C.?" Because there's a tournament end of this month to Washington, D.C. And I found out that her team's going and my team's not going. So despite the fact that my kids were even the ones who represented Chicago last month in the state. So it all boils down to the fact that there's some there seems some hatred by die-hard union members. They just could not move on,
Well,
and they don't want me.
I just want to understand this. So this is a coach of another school's team that was taking pictures of your kids and suggesting that they were misbehaving, and then use those pictures against your kids and your team to prevent them from being sent to D.C. for a tournament?
Yes, yes, that was the intent.
What was the school?
She happened to be a union member
Who is she? What was the school?
from Kensie. Actually, we beat her team. Her team came third place. We came second place. And my point is that we should just have fun there for the kids. Should not use the kids. You know, if she has some hatred against me, it should not be taken on the kids.
Well, what did she
And
do with these pictures?
Well, she showed them to others, and she showed them. And that's the point. When we tried to bring it up to her, that there were security people there. They did not complain. There was nothing, and there were other officials there, and she was the only one making an issue out of this. And I found out that she's with the union, and she's after me. That was not the first time she did that. She did that before, sometime in 2016 when we won, and I crossed the picket line, and she continues to hound me. And I just feel that, you know, if one hates me, just don't take it on my students, because I'm trying to do something for them.
This is what you've been subjected to since you became public about leaving the union, crossing the picket line when there was a strike, because you want to be in the classroom, you want to be with your kids and teach them chess and compete and all the things that are fun for you as a teacher and fun for them as students. And this was, I mean, I remember when we talked to you when you were at Earl STEM. I think the same thing is happening at Ella Flagg, if I'm recalling correctly, where you're sort of ostracized from the teachers' cliques at these schools, right? Because you're not a union member.
Yes. And the thing is, I just feel sad that we'll not be able to. My students will not be able to go because they've been denied the support. There's supposed to be a support for by a foundation tied with CPS, and I found out that we were not included. And yet we were the ones who represented. My kids were the ones who represented CPS in the state tournament last month, and we beat this school. Why is this school going and our kids not going?
What's the name of the school
But I
again?
don't want to fight them. Dan. I just want to find other ways to be able to get the kids to compete, because there's another tournament also next month. That's the middle school national tournament. If ever we'll not be able to compete in this K-12 tournament this month because it may be too late, I'm just hoping that we can give these kids a chance to shine. Give them the opportunity to shine, and they will shine.
Well,
But do not deprive. They're depriving. They're playing dirty tricks on my kids. On my students, and simply because they maybe out of hatred, and they cannot move on out. So that's my concern right now. So
I know it's this. I mean, it's just a remarkable situation we've talked about now for years. Of course, it doesn't change
It's
because
not gonna
CPS
stop.
doesn't change. $10 billion budget. They have so much money they don't know where to spend it, but there's no money for chess teams in CPS, like the chess team at Ella Flagg and the Austin neighbor.
Well, there's
I mean,
money
it's
for
just-
certain sports. I can tell you that.
it's just so absurd. it is the sort of absurdity that you get with a command control centrally planned system, unfortunately, and the kids are the ones who suffer, like Joe Ocol's kids at Ella Flagg. It's very unnerving, and as our listeners know, and many of them know personally because they contributed, we've raised money for this chess team before to go to tournaments, and we'll do so again, despite the fact that CPS has the money and they just can't figure out a way to support a kid's chess team at an elementary school on the west side of the city. I don't know if there's a bigger indictment of CPS than this, and the behavior of some of the adults, like the competitor you were describing, Joe. All right, Joe. So
What's next?
we'll see what we can do to help out. I'll talk to you offline about these other tournaments coming up, and we'll see if we can get together and help you and your kids get to these tournaments so they can have that experience.
And
All
know
right?
that your kids are lucky to have you. Always never forget that.
Yeah,
Okay?
you just continue
Please.
doing a great
Thank you.
job, and I know you're frustrated, but that's good. You've still got the vim and vigor, so that's a good sign. All right.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you, Don.
All right, Joe. Thanks so much for joining us. Joe Ocol, chess teacher and chess coach and math teacher at Ella Flagg Young Elementary on the west side of the city. Thanks, Joe.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Hear about the big stories of the day, then talk about them right here on Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you suffer from peripheral neuropathy in your hands or feet, causing tingling, pain, balance issues, and drug